Hey, hey viewer, I'm back. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the issue with the quality control on storefronts like PSN and Steam. It's been a couple of days since I released my last video, which I didn't, I wasn't pretty happy with. I didn't write anything about it. For it, I just spoke from the top of my head, and I don't think it turned out that well. So I just want to show my point again. So my point is that actual games, which could be good or could be decent, are getting buried underneath a ton of garbage, a ton of shit. For example, like, let me start for the beginning. So let's start from the games. So there has been some changes since the last time I posted, right? From my last video, there have been new games released, of course. It's insane how fast the games get released. So in the meantime, we got games like Fish Food. We got Jesus Simulator, which is alright. We got Code Vein 2, which is an actual game, I would say. We got 6-7, which is like 50 cents, and it's a meme game completely. We got Uni-G 3D. So, as you can see, we got a lot of games, quote unquote games, which have a certain standard of quality mixed in within games, quote unquote games, that don't really have any quality control. It's like, for example, when you release movies, when you log into Netflix, you kind of expect you are gonna be watching a real movie. Now that movie might be good, it might not be good, it might be like shit, it might be really good, it might be like an artistic movie, it might be like a pure like popcorn movie, but in general it's a movie made by real people. It's made by like a proper director. It's not made, it has a budget, it has actors in it, it works as a proper like movie. On the other hand, there are services, and I'm sorry if I fuck this up, but there are services which post exclusively like low budget or very amateurish movies. I think it's like Mubi, it's called, or Tubi, or something like that. It has a stupid name. And that service has movies which are very low quality, and that are like not either made by complete amateurs, or are either made as a cynical cash grab, or are just very poorly made in general. They're mostly like rip-offs of other games, other movies, etc. But you don't have both of those at the same place. So Netflix, I don't think, at least, doesn't have the low tier of movies as Mubi Tubi has. You know what I mean? I hope I'm making my point clear. I should probably illustrate it by showing the type of movies I talk about, but I just don't feel like editing anything. My point is, you don't want to mix up the both, like, because it only leads to oversaturations for the people who just want good movies. I understand some people enjoy bad movies, and some people enjoy like comically bad movies, and all sorts of like different stuff. To be fair, it's very difficult, or it's very rare to find a movie or a game which is actually so bad it's good, or so bad it's funny. Most of the bad movies or bad games are just bad. They're just bad. They're just low quality. They're just low effort. They're just bad, period. It's very rare that there is a movie which is like something, I would call it like The Room, which is bad, but it's so bad it's good. Or like Samurai Cop, which is so bad it's good. Like those type of movies. Or there's a game, oh god, what it's called? What is it called? It's about a detective who goes in the, like, if you remember the game, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's a detective, he loves coffee, he rides around the city. It's inspired by Twin Peaks and stuff. It's so bad it's good, you know. It's such a bad game, it's actually good. There are other games like that as well, but first of all, it's much rarer in games than it is in movies to be like that, because games are much more like they require much more of you than a movie does. But what I wanted to say, like, my point is, you do not want to mix the shitty movie with the real movie, because it just downgrades the real movie as well. It makes it hard for the end user to find the real movie, the real real, quote unquote real, like the professionally made movie or a product which has some effort put into it. You know, so if you put games like 6, 7 in here, and now as I said, I don't want to make any, like, I don't know if these games are good. I'm just like vibing based on their screenshots. So if you put anime UD6 3D in here, and then you put like the sort of Fortress and Deep Combat, and then in between those games you put something like Code Vein 2, or then you put Jesus Simulator, which is what the fuck, then you put Cairn in there, and then you put like Ho Ho and Move, which is, maybe I'm unfairly like thinking it's bad, and then you have like, where is 2XKO, or this thing, Mio, Memories in Orbit. This is a real game. This is a proper game, yeah. So you have this Trialero bullshit, and then you have Mio. And yeah, just the sheer amount of shit drowns out the stuff which should be like, might be potentially interesting. Like Mio, it might be potentially interesting. Like maybe it is a good game. Like maybe it is a good game, but it's very like on my first video I completely missed it. But then later on I watched reviews and I saw that actually it is a real game. It has an art style, it has a direction, it has like it's you know what I mean. It's a proper game. It has a vision in it and stuff. But the first time I made this video, I missed it completely because of all this shit that's surrounding it. So yeah, here is 2XKO, for example. So yeah, what I wanted to say in my first video is like, I truly don't understand why the PlayStation people or whoever decides, like, why is there such a lack of curation in Storefronts? Like, they really do not want to make a differentiate between amateur projects and student projects and just cynical cash grabs, and like games which are made with some like a degree of effort and professionalism, and by true people who like do it for a living, you know. I'm not saying that there shouldn't be a place for games which are made by amateurs or students or stuff like that. There definitely should, and I would really love it if those games were in the PlayStation Store, but they should be under a different category. Like, they should be under a different category. There is, for me as a consumer, I really and I think it hurts the developers also, because not all of these developers who make quote unquote real games are that big or that like large that they can deal with stuff like this. It buries their games underneath stuff like Monkey in the Zoo and the Electronic Supermarket and Schoolboy Horror and I don't know. So it's unfair to them as well. So my opinion is there should be a clear differentiation. There should be a clear category for games which are amateurish or student projects and games which are made by professional studios which have like a reputation to them. Also, there should be a very transparent and clear way that games can transition from the amateur category to the professional category, to the mainline category. And I feel like that's something that the studios or the curators for services like the PlayStation Store or Steam, they don't, like, they are not thinking about that. Like they are not thinking about it. They are not thinking about it. It seems like, I'm sure that they know about it and that they understand what I'm talking about here exactly. But I also think that they don't care. they don't care. They get a percentage for everything that's sold, and I don't think I find it hard to believe that they're that stupid, but I don't think that they see that it's actually hurting their brand. That it's hurting their brand to allow games like 6-7. Like, what the fuck is this? You know, it's a meme by a little kid. Like, what is this? Like, I don't even understand. You know, like I feel like they're hurting their brand with stuff like this. They're shitting all over their store with like Jesus Simulator and stuff. You know, it's just such a cynical thing, and such a, like, I don't think it's fair to the consumer at all. I understand that there are some people who enjoy games like Jesus Simulator and stuff like that. Like they think that they're funny and they have a good time with them, and that's fine. That's like completely fine. But I still think like they should be like, they should be moved to a different category. There should be something like there was Steam Greenlight before, and you had to go through the Greenlight project process to get your game on Steam and stuff like that. I think they should think about it and bring something like that back. Like bring something like that back. Like bring something like that back. Not just for us as consumers, but also for them as the companies. Like not dilute their brand too much. Like back in the day, wasn't it the case like when the famous what's it called, E.T. the game for Atari, the old game? Back in those days, like there was a massive video game crash because of a massive lack of quality control and the amount of crap that was being released on the consoles at that time. And then eventually the gaming industry rose thanks to Nintendo. It just rose from the ashes and just built on the corpse of E.T. and stuff. Like doing this stuff like this, like allowing like 6-7 and Anime Uni 6 3D to be listed next to proper games, like I don't know, but this looks like a proper game, like Sovereign Syndicate. It just feels like very counterproductive for the stores and for the brands that serve as storefronts for the games and stuff. So yeah, but just wanted to make this follow-up video just to make my point more clear. That's all, nothing else. Until the next one, thanks. Bye.